Hey party people, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to kayak while in quarantine. Safety first, so you're going to need a life jacket because even though the beaches and the waterfronts are closed, we can still have one heck of a time kayaking. So join me today. Alright, so here is our kayak, and in our kayak, we have different parts. So we're starting back here. Here we have one of our grab handles. There's two on the boat. As we look at the boat, we're able to see the different parts. So the funniest of all of its names is the cockpit right here. This is where you sit. Like a plane, it is called this because that's where the pilot is. So the pilot of the boat is sitting in the cockpit. And then we have the stern back here, where our grab handle is. And then right under the stern, right underneath is our keel. So stern and then keel. We have a plug here that allows us to drain any water that might be kept in our boat. So grab handle, plug, stern, keel. Here, some kayaks do have what looks like a bucket, and that is for keeping any supplies or things that you might need in the boat. For this boat here, you have access to the back of the boat underneath the seat. So underneath there, you can keep lots of different things if you were to go on a trip with this kayak. Although water does tend to get in, and that's why the hatches are included. So the bucket is called a hatch if you do have it included in your boat. And that allows you to keep things dry if your boat tips or anything like that. They're generally waterproof containment systems. Here we have the seat in our cockpit, and right over here we have our hull. Now, this boat has a cool feature because it allows you to, if you were to pull this, it brings out a fin. So if I turn my kayak here, you can look down there and it allows you to, if it comes out, this little fin, which allows us just to get more traction if we are now it doesn't want to go away, kayaking in like whitewater situations or things like that. And as we move up the boat, we have our deck here, and some boats have another containment system that would be around here. If you were to have it on your kayak, that is generally located on the deck. If you do have more supplies, things like that, we can keep them underneath the ropes here on both sides. Now, if you're looking at the front, we have another grab handle, so you can grab it from the front and the back for a two-man carry. I suggest not dragging your kayak, as that will not be very helpful for you. So, and then the front, we have our bow. So, this pointy part here, the front of the kayak is our bow. So from bow to stern, here's our full kayak. You might be wondering next about the paddle. The paddle itself is very important. So it looks very different from a canoeing paddle, as canoe paddles only have one end. So you might see like the canoe paddles are built so then you can have a two-person boat. Kayak paddles are built so you can have a one-person boat and paddle it by yourself without having to switch sides constantly. So they're a little bit different from your average canoe paddle in that sense. Now, if you look down here, this part is called the blade. Our blade is double-ended. Kind of like that double-sided lightsaber from Star Wars. That's what our kayak paddle is. Then we move here. This little area here is called our throat. And then we have our shaft. So our shaft, throat, blade, and then there should be these little stoppers for water located right here on either side of your paddle as well, just so you don't get excess water onto yourself as you're paddling. Now that's a little bit of information on what we call each of the things in our kayak, but you may be wondering, how do I navigate my kayak as we're in quarantine? And the answer is, try your hardest and hope that you get somewhere on land, I guess, as all of the beaches and waterfronts are closed due to social isolation. So, if you live on a waterfront, good for you. But if you do not, then you can try some of my nifty tips. Tip 1, keep an optimistic output and outlook on your kayak. Wow, I'm going so far. This is really fun. Step 2, pretend like you're on water. Visualize the water. Visualize the beauty that's around you. Wow. This kayaking trip, probably the most beautiful I've ever been on. I really love this. Thanks so much. Wow, nature. And our final step when doing this is practice a cool land ho. So you want to make sure you're paddling into an area where you are able to get out of your boat. This can be a shoreline or an island, an area where you can dock, some docks maybe, who knows, wherever you can put your boat onto land. And then you're going to practice this cool land ho, where you're just going to scream, "Land ho!" And then you're going to get out of your boat, and it's going to bring everything all together. So, make sure to keep an optimistic attitude, visualize the water, and then have a cool land ho, and I guarantee your quarantine kayaking adventure will be super fun and super rad. So, if you want to join me next time, check out any of my other videos, and have a rad day.